Hi, Kimberly. I wait for a while. We're waiting for a few more students to come in, then we'll start. You have your materials? Hi, Yiling. Okay, so you can communicate. So my name is Jialing. Welcome to my class. So you can communicate via chat, or you can turn on your mic to reply if you have, or you have any questions that you want to ask. So today we're going to look at your material. Here. So there are a few things we're going to go through. So before we start, I will just roughly go through what we'll be looking at today. So we go through the syllabus, the overview, and then regarding your common mistakes in your writing. Okay, common mistakes. And also we'll go through your paper 2 part 2 on your guided writing. Accidentally tapped. Okay, so that's the one. So conclusion. We will talk about the conclusion, how to write a good conclusion as well as the introduction. And also, I'll give you new phrases and idioms for stress. So topic regarding stress related about being a student, having exams or studies related, we'll give you new phrases for it. Then finally, you will have your model paper 1. Okay, so paper 1 there, you can do it yourself and then you can scan the QR code for the answers. So it's like a practice for you. Okay, let's start. So let's take a look at page 2. Okay, page 2. So in page 2, you will see that there are confusion regarding tenses, whether you should use the present tense or past tense. So for this kind of sentences, generally, okay, so generally, which is a very not fixed term, that means you can use it for many things. Many students will stress about exams. Why here this word is wrong? Okay, so it is a truth, right? It's a truth. So you won't say that, you won't use the past tense here if it's a fact or a truth. So generally, many students, you should use are. Okay, are stressed because it's still the truth. Doesn't matter last time or today or in the future, it will still be true. So for truth, you use the simple present tense. Okay. Then number 2, this one is your subject-verb agreement. Do you still remember your subject-verb agreement? Okay. Regarding your subject-verb agreement, for example, I give you an example sentence. She likes to eat ice cream. Okay, for example. So she is your subject. Then your verb, okay, where's my S? Okay, your verb must agree with the subject. So this she is a singular. You need to add S to it. So this is called your subject-verb agreement. Behind here is your object. Okay, likes to eat. So we look at the sentence here. Stress and anxiety makes teenagers unhappy. So stress and anxiety here, say there are two things, right? Stress and anxiety. So it's not one object or one subject. So you have to add a no S. Okay, remove the S. So singular plural, no S, right? Make teenagers unhappy. So this is your singular plural. Then number 3, preposition. Teenagers are stressed for exams. Usually for exams, you don't say for stress, you don't say for. Okay, you say stress about or stress over something. So here it can be about or over. So you can write down either stress about or stress over. Hi, command. We are on second page. On the second page. Okay. Number 4, missing or incorrect article. So what are your article? All these are your article. And the. Okay. So what is the error here? Stress is big problem for students. So you are missing an article, right? You have to put in a big problem. You have to refer it to the problem using your article. So once you have referred it for the first time, you know that you are referring to the problem, right? So when the next time you mention this problem, you can say the problem includes, okay, the problems such as. So you use the word the. When you're referring for the first time, right, you use a or an, depending whether it is a vowel or it is a consonant. Okay, a consonant. All right. So first time you use a or an, and then if you're talking about it for the second time, you know you're referring to that specific problem, then you use the. And so all this is to target your paper 1 part 2, where you have to choose the correct answer A to D to fill in the blanks for the passage, the error correction. Okay, number 5, run-on sentences. What are run-on sentences? We look at the first sentence here. Many students feel stressed. They cannot sleep well. So if something is missing, right? When you read a sentence, you feel that something is not not there. So many students feel stressed. So here, what you put, they cannot sleep well. Here you need to add in your relative clause. So what are your relative clauses? It gives extra information about a noun. So here, this word here will be referring to many students. Okay. So what are your relative clauses? It can be who, which, that, whose, where, or when, depending what kind of noun you're using. Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it a place? Okay, or is it an animal? So if it's a person, you use who. And then for which you can use for thing or places or an animal. And then that is for a more specific item, can be things or places. So for here, many students feel stressed. And then here you say that they cannot sleep. That they cannot sleep well. Okay. So this that here is referring to the students. Many students feel stressed that they cannot sleep well. Okay. Can I? So the next one. Any question you can type in the chat box or to stop me. Number 6, fragment sentences. So what are fragment sentences? It means that it's not complete. The sentence is not complete. You see here, because of too much homework, something is missing in front, right? So you need to add something in front. Why do you feel that? What is the reason why too much homework? Or maybe you feel something. You feel stress. Okay? I felt stress because of too much homework. So you must have a cause. What is the cause? So here is your cause. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why your name like that? I think you need to use your real name to enter the room. Okay. Alright, so you need a cause, only you can give the reason why. Okay, so here is your reason. So I felt stressed, and then here, because is your reason. So you cannot start a sentence with because without giving something in front. Okay? Then number 7, repetitive vocabulary. So you don't want to repeat the same word over and over again. If you have, you can increase your vocabulary bank so that you can use different words with the same meaning. Stress is bad. Stress makes students bad. They feel bad. Okay, now when I read, I also feel bad. So what are the words you can replace with using bad other than bad? So it can be more than one word. It doesn't have to be only one word. So stress is harmful. It makes students anxious. Okay, that means you worry too much. They may feel unhappy. Okay, so stress can make you feel all these feelings. So instead of just saying bad, bad, bad all the time, there are many words you can replace it. Almost similar. Okay, so all these are also bad, just different kind of bad. All right, next one. So in the same sentence or in the same paragraph, when you write essay, try not to use the same words. Number 8, wrong word formation. Teenagers need to learn good stressful management. This one here is your adverb. Okay, that's right. Stressful. This is your adjective. Okay, you're describing what kind of management. Okay, what kind of management? So you're describing the management. So it's an adjective. So it should be, the correct one is stress, right? Good stress management. So if you say stressful, that is like you are feeling very stressful, right? So good stress management is the correct word formation. And to differentiate between your adjective and your noun and adverb. Okay, so far, any questions? You can type in the chat if you have any questions. You can let me know. No answer. No answer. Okay. Number 9. Let's look at number 9. Missing plural S. Many students face stress in their life. Many students face stress in their, because you're talking about more than one student, right? Student with an S. And then here, the keyword their. They are referring to the students. So here your life is lives. Okay, in their lives. Not F. There's no such word as this. Okay, the correct one is Lives. So you need to add the S there. Confusing similar words, number 10. There are many causes of stress. Many causes of stress. So here, there are. So they sound the same, but the correct form is there. There are. Okay, so this one shouldn't make mistake here. So these are some of the common mistakes that can be made during exams in your writing. So you can take note of this. So we'll go to your paper 2, part 2 on your guided writing. So let's take a look at your introduction. So today we're going to focus on only your introduction as well as your conclusion. How to write different types of introduction and what should you include in your introduction. So we look at the first one. You can give a very general statement about your topic. So in today's fast-paced world, then you talk about your topic. Then you don't stop with just one sentence, right? It will be too short for your introduction. So you can give a little bit of background information. This is especially true in what? So depending on your context. So maybe you're talking about taking care of nature, right? You want to protect your environment. So this is especially true in schools where they encourage tree plantings or recycling program, right? So you can talk a bit about the background. But then this is just your introduction. So you don't put everything in your introduction because you still have to leave some ideas for your body. Then you can also say, with the rise of technology or society, many has the awareness about taking care of the environment. Okay. Then you can go to the next sentence by talking about what are the advantages, disadvantages, and how are you going to solve these problems, right? And or what action you can take and why do you take it. So these are some of the things you can do. So later we'll go through the example sentences. How about your conclusion? So in your conclusion, you can state a thesis. What is a thesis? So thesis is like a summary about your whole topic. In conclusion, so what has both benefits and drawback? Then you can say roughly the summary of what you have mentioned in either your body or your introduction. So you can use this kind of word and then you can give recommendation. So in conclusion, you can either give recommendation, advice, or your opinion. Okay, so these are some of the ideas you can use. Therefore, we should what should you do? You give your recommendation. With proper, then you include the solution. With proper, what kind of solution? Proper recycling program or tree planting program. The environment can be, maybe you need to change some of the words here if you're talking about environment. So if you're talking about something else, can be more effective and beneficial for everyone. Okay, so in not just talking about the statement or a brief conclusion, you can add some recommendation so that your conclusion is not very short. All right? Okay, so how to start your essay? There are many kinds of way you can start off with your essay in your introduction. So the first one here just now we already mentioned is your general statement. Okay, then the second way is by using a question. Have you used a question to start off your essay before? Have you ever used? Or have you tried using in your exam or in when doing your homework? Nah, you can reply in the chat box. You know how to use the chat box. At the bottom, you can click the chat box and then you can type. So you can let me know whether you have used a question before. So this is another good technique for you to attract the attention of your readers. When they read, they will say, hey, why did you ask this kind of question? And what are you going to say? Okay, what will be your answer here? Let's look at the question now. Have you ever considered the long-term impact of, so what's your topic here? On our future generations. So you can start off with this kind of sentence, your first sentence in your introduction. Or you can also say, what would our society look like if we truly address the issue of what? Okay, pollution. What other issue can you think about depending on your topic? Addiction to game. Okay, or you can say, when was the last time you reflect on how, what kind of topic affects your daily decisions? Okay, so you can use all this, start off with a question. Then after that, you can either answer it or you can straight go into your topic by because this is a guided writing. So guided writing, they'll give you some ideas so you can start answering some of the question there. So other ways to start off with a question is, have you ever counted how many of your hundreds of online friends you could truly rely on in a crisis? So this is another way. Then the next one, what makes a friendship last beyond the temporary connections of social media platforms? Okay, so this one is talking about friendship. So you can start off like that. So they are talking about this one, temporary connection. So that means it is very superficial, right? Superficial. Okay. So this is not a very, that means when you're using social media, when you make friends, it is on a very surface value. You don't go in depth. Okay. So the next one, how many family dinners have you missed this month due to homework and exam preparation? So, hi, Gongzi. We are on page 5 right now. So we're talking about introduction. So this one is your question regarding homework and exam preparation. So your topic here, how do you balance like exam and your homework, right? And then whether you have still you are still in contact with your family, or do you focus a lot on exam only and then you miss out on a lot of dinners with your family? Then the next one, can academic success truly compensate for lost moments with loved ones? So academic success, meaning whether you are having good grades for your studies, or and then whether it can compensate for lost moments. That means because you have to study a lot, spend a lot of time on studies, that you have not enough times with your loved one, meaning your family, your friends, right? Okay, so which one is, so how do you balance these two? Well, your academic success and time spent with your loved one, right? So this is your topic for that. When was the last time you had a meaningful conversation with a teacher beyond classroom lessons? So in your classroom, do you really communicate with your teacher? Or you just listen? They speak, then you just take. Then you have no chance of communication. And then you don't get to practice all this verbal conversation with your teacher. So other than this, beyond classroom lessons, outside of the classroom, do you have a conversation with your teacher, or you just say hi, bye, and that's all? Okay. Sometimes you can make a brief conversation with your teacher. So what kind of meaningful conversation here that you're talking about? Maybe you can talk about life, talk about your hobbies, and you can know more about your teacher. Okay. Why did she choose, or why did he choose to become a teacher? So the last time. So definitely you have to talk about that you have a meaningful conversation. And if not, you are not able to continue writing in your essay. You have nothing to write about. Okay, then the last one. How can students bridge the generation gap to build productive relationships with their educators? Okay, this one is talking about there is a generation gap. What's the generation gap? Meaning the age gap is very large. For example, maybe the about between the students and the educators. So probably the educators are 30 plus, and you are only still within your teens, below 20, right? Not more than 20 years old. So there is a 10 plus years gap between you and the educator. So how do you bridge this? Bridge, that means to connect. Okay, how do you connect? And to build productive relationships. Productive, that means are you able to form good relationship with your educators? Are you able to click? Are they able to understand what you're saying? Maybe your age group, you have all your wordings, and then people don't understand what you're saying, right? So it's like you all say all these what six seven, will they be able to understand all this? And then you talk about your games, maybe they don't know what are the current games that you play. So this is a way that you can start with your introduction. Okay, so far any questions on your introduction? There is a third way. So this is the second way of writing your introduction. First one is your general statement. Second one is your question. Then the third way. Okay, here. Got any questions? Hannah, are you there, Kimberly? Actually, I don't know because you don't reply at all, so I don't know whether you're there. At least you type in the chat box and let me know. Okay, if you're there. Okay, can. Okay, so the next one here, you can use facts or statistic. So what are these? You can start by saying according to recent data from where. So you have to make up, okay, from which newspaper or from which study, okay, or from any you do some research, right? You do some research. Okay, then what are the percentage of Malaysians do something related to the topic? So you want to talk about maybe this is more about reports, okay? Or you can talk about teenagers using social media. So how many percentage of teenagers are using social media nowadays? So you can use recent data. Then you can also say studies conducted by which research institution. Maybe you can say University of Malaya. Reveal a startling connection between what and what. Okay, so your topic and what is the outcome? What is the result of this? Okay, what is the result? You can also use statistical evidence shows that addressing the topic would improve what and by what percentage. Okay, so you have to connect this. These are just some of the keywords you can use. So some of the complete sentence, according to the recent studies, teenagers who prioritize face-to-face interactions over digital communication report 40% higher levels of life satisfaction. So these are very technical. It's quite dry, but it is another way for you to start your introduction. Okay, you can use this way to start. According to what? So you are more, your answer is more solid and more based on evidence. Okay, you have evidence there. Then research shows that most people only maintain 2 to 3 close, meaningful relationships. Okay, so you can start with relationship. Research. Then you can also conduct a survey. For example, sometimes you have to do a project, right? So you come out with your questionnaire. You come out with your questionnaire and then you ask some question and then you give out the questionnaire for people to fill in. So that will be a survey. After that, you collect back all the papers and then you make a calculation on the survey. So a survey of Form 5 students. So it's all given to Form 5 to do that. Reveal that 75% spend less than 1 hour daily with their families during exam periods. So this is the topic is about exam as well as families. So how do you compare this percentage? When during exam times you spend more time studying, so you have no time for your family. So this is the same topic as the question about uh this one, right? How many family dinners? So this one is between your family and your studies and exam. Okay, so these are the 2 ways you can use for this kind of topic. Research shows that students wait, not yet. Here, studies indicate that students who maintain strong family connections achieve better academic results despite spending less time studying. Okay, so this indicate means that it shows that students who maintain strong family connection is better with their studies. Okay, compared to people who spend less time. Oh no, despite they spend less time studying. So family is a strong factor in influencing your studies. So it is very important. So studies show, so it has proof, it has evidence behind your studies that you need to maintain good relationship with your families only you are able to study better. All right. So the next one, research shows that students who maintain positive relationships with at least one teacher are 50% more likely to complete secondary education successfully. Okay, this one is a more controversial. You may agree with this sentence or not. Okay, then you have to justify. If you start off with this kind of statement, you have to justify why do you say this. And then some people will say, no, I don't agree. And some people will say, yes, I agree. Okay, so there are 2 ways people will answer this kind of question. But you have to justify. So you have to say, oh, why do you say that? Because if you have a more positive relationship with your at least one teacher, right? You are more likely to find out more details regarding your studies, or you can know more about the question that will be asked during exam. So you form a good relationship with your teacher. And then how about those people who do not have a good relationship with the teacher? Will they not complete their secondary education? So secondary education means that in your secondary school, okay, secondary school. So you have to justify why do you say that, right? So this one a bit tough if you want to say this. The next one, according to educational psychologists, teacher-student rapport accounts for 30% of variance in academic achievement. So this one you base on the psychologist, educational psychologist. So teacher-student rapport means that the relationship maintained between these 2 people, okay, accounts for 30% of variance in academic achievement. That means that whether you succeed in your studies or not, there is a 30% chances where you may or may not, okay, may or may not have this academic achievement, right? So you can also use this kind by using data, okay? Data, so here are all of these are your data based on data research. With research or survey or studies. Okay, so you can start off using this ways or this method to write your introduction. So all these are different ways to write introduction. Okay. Actually, there is one more. Wait, okay, I give you one more here. Another way you can start off is by writing a thesis kind of statement, which is an argumentative statement. What is this kind of statement? I give you an example. So your statement can be something like, if your topic is about protecting the environment. Okay, social media. You get a lot of this kind of question during exam, right? So your question is about social media. What can they ask? They can ask, social media has an impact regarding the student studies, whether students can balance their time on social media and also their studies. So how do they balance this? How can you start a sentence with this? So nowadays, students spend a lot of time using social media and tend to neglect their studies. Okay, so you can use this kind of way where people, when they look at this kind of statement, they will say, no, I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I'm still able to do well in my studies, right? So argumentative statement means that when people look at your sentence, when they look at your this argumentative statement, they will either say, yes, I agree, or no, I don't agree. Something like this one, okay? Just now this one, where they either agree or don't agree. It makes them want to debate about your topic, okay, about your this statement. So it makes them want to read more about what you're going to say. Okay? Then you can start off with your own point based on the question. Okay, can I? So it is very different from your. Sorry, yes.
Can. Teacher, may I ask, this is like only social media can do such thing, is it?
No, you can do for all kinds of topic.
Oh,
Doesn't matter what topic, okay?
okay.
It can be about environment, it can be about how to save money. Okay? You can say that people are not able to maintain a budget regarding their spending in their daily expenditure. So some people will say, no, I'm able um to control my spending, okay, and spend wisely and not waste money.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so there are many ways for you to use this kind of argumentative statement, not just limited to social media. So which way you think you will try to use other than the very normal general statement? You can try using question, okay? Question not too difficult, and also you can use statistic. It doesn't have to be true, okay? You can just make up some. They won't do any background research on whether your this number, this percentage, whether it's real or not. Okay, you just make up your own, and
Okay.
then finally you can try using
Okay.
argumentative statement also.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so the next part here, you will see some examples regarding your introduction and how they conclude. So this one is talking about the first unit. Did you attend our January and February classes?
No, I just attend like such midterm seminar classes.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this one previously we talked about this topic regarding friends, online friends. So it's about social media. They compare between social media friends and also real life friends, whether the communication or the interaction online compare with face-to-face interaction. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? So they may ask this kind of question. So let's take a look at the introduction. How many of your online friends would support you in real crisis? So they begin with a question. So how to continue? Despite digital connections, genuine friendships are declining among teenagers. So why do you say that? You have to give some reason. Why is it declining? Declining means the number is, that means genuine real friendship is going down the drain. Right? Since face-to-face relationships remain essential, essential means important. It is okay. So since you already use essential here, right? You don't want to repeat the same word like just now the error correction. Here you can change it is essential. Change it to it is vital. Or you want to change to important, same meaning. So vital, important, they are both same meaning, has the same meaning as essential, right? Don't repeat the same word in the same sentence or in the same paragraph. To look for practical ways to build authentic connections beyond social media platforms, right? So you see how they start. They start with a question, and then they continue by saying a statement that it is declining. Okay, then you have to say, why is it declining and what are the solutions? Maybe you can say it is still important to have face to face. And then how? Okay, to look for practical ways to build. So later in your body, you can give the disadvantages or what are the benefits of having face to face, and then how do you solve this kind of problem to have more face to face conversation. Then they conclude. In conclusion, authentic friendships require more than digital interactions. Okay, how balancing online convenience with real world effort creates meaningful bonds. So you have to have a balance between this online and real life. Let us prioritize quality relationships that provide genuine support, remembering that true friendship withstands life challenges beyond the screen. You can say beyond the screen. So there is more than just your online friends. It is good to, because you don't live in the world of just computer, right? You still have to meet with real people, face with real challenges, real life challenges. So this is one of the way you can give by giving a recommendation. So this is your recommendation here. Let us prioritize. So you see how they conclude and how they begin. You can begin with a question and then you end with a summary. Okay, summary, and then you can give a recommendation or give an advice or your opinion. Okay, can I? Then the next one. Wait. Um, Next one, we look at Unit 3. So this is in our March topic, the world of sports. This one we talk about not just your normal sports. They will also ask you regarding question on esports. Do you know what are esports? It's related to games. Okay, games where they compete with each other, like real competition. So we look at the introduction. Only 35% of Malaysian teenagers meet daily exercise recommendation. So they begin with using data, okay, like the one that we read about. Risking long-term health. This is alarming statistic. So alarming means it is a very serious issue, highlights a growing crisis. So you can remember this kind of word. If you are using data, right, you can use the word statistics, alarming, and it is a growing crisis. Why? Therefore, it is important to understand the benefits of sports beyond fitness and propose solutions to encourage active lifestyles among students. So here you relate students. So your main character here will be your students, and then your topic will be sports. And what are the benefits? Okay, you talk about the benefits and how to solve this kind. Nowadays, students they only spend their time in the classroom studying, and then after class they go to tuition, so they don't have any other time for their sports or your active lifestyles, right? So how do you solve this kind of problem? And you can mention some of the benefits. What are the benefits of doing sports, having some exercise? Okay, you can think about it improve mental and physical health. What else? It teaches you on responsibilities, right? Why do you say responsibilities? Because you when you join sports, usually it is in a team, right? So you have to work with each other. Other than responsibility, you have to take care of your teammate. You have to know what is your purpose there. It also teach you how to work in teams, right? Teamwork. So after mentioning all these, all the benefits and the issues in your body, then you summarize. To summarize, or in conclusion, regular sports participation develops both physical and mental resilience. So it builds all this. Schools must remove barriers and promote inclusive programs. With proper support, every student can experience sports transformative benefits for holistic personal growth. So here you give a short summary on the whole topic. Then after that you give recommendation. So what should the school do? Okay, schools should must remove all these barriers. That means they only focus on education, education, education. They should also include some promotive, some inclusive programs on activities, on health, and then they should provide support as well where students are more comfortable in joining this kind of activities. So and then you mentioned about how does it benefit? It benefit as a whole. Holistic means that as a whole, okay, not just in one aspect. It benefits your mental health. It benefit your physical health as well. So on personal development. All right. So this is one of another way that you can write. So usually in conclusion, you write your summary plus your recommendation. Okay, recommendation. So here is a template for you for fill in the blanks. You don't have to follow it. It's just something that you can refer to. So if you want to start with a question. You can say, have you ever wondered why okay, depending on what topic you are doing. Wow, what offers it also creates, okay, what? So all these are your words that you can use to connect your sentence. In my opinion, why? Right? Then conclusion. You can use in conclusion to summarize in a nutshell all of this. Cannot replace, and then therefore what you should do. So this is also your recommendation. Remember to do what? Okay, depending on your topic. So according to, so this is your data. Okay, your data way of starting off. Only how many percentage of what, and this shows what among what. So maybe you're comparing between the uh, online communication and face-to-face communication. Therefore, it is important to remember that to do what. So to have more face-to-face interaction and have a deeper and meaningful relationship. Okay, so these are the benefit of having face-to-face or real life friendship. Then to conclude, to summarize, what offers many benefits by what students can do what? Hence, what should you do? So this is your advice, your recommendation. Okay, so you can try to use this way to start off your essay and to finish off your essay. So far, okay now. Any questions? Anna, any questions regarding the introduction and the conclusion? So this is just to target on the how to start off your intro and how to conclude. Any questions? No questions? Do you want to take a break? Well, 8 minutes until 11, then we come back. Then we will, we write an essay. I'll give you some new phrases to use in your essay. Okay, so I'll see you at 11. So 8 minutes break.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, are you back?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look at the next page, page number 8. So we'll learn some new phrases and idioms regarding stress. So you can use them in your essay to make your essay look more posh, where you use a different kind of vocabulary. Right, the first one. So this is talking about the meaning of the phrase is increasingly heavy demands and expectations from schoolwork, exams, and grades. So here, what is the vocabulary that means this, or the phrase? Here you can say it is the mounting academic pressures. Okay, the mounting. Mounting is like the mountain, the word mountain, right? Mount, where it is slowly building. Okay, it means that it is slowly building this academic. That means your studies, related to your studies. The pressure it is slowly building.
Okay.
So, sorry, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, the mounting academic pressures from SPM and extra classes are overwhelming many students. So this is how you describe the pressure and the stress that is being felt by the students. Then the
Okay.
next one, constant stress. What are the phrase here? What's the phrase here? Have a negative damaging effect. So what do you say? On what? On their physical and mental health. So here you can say takes a toll on both mental and physical health. Have you heard of this phrase before? Takes a toll.
Not before.
Okay, so this means that it has an effect. Okay, not a very good effect. Okay, it's a negative effect on on somebody. So it says the phrase here is takes a toll on. That means it makes somebody very tired or very exhausted. Then number 3, many different reasons or elements that contribute to a situation. So how do you describe this? Teenager stress is caused by what? Caused by a multitude. Sorry, MUL. Wait, MUL, multitude of factors. Multitude of factors, meaning a lot of things which is in causing the stress. Okay.
Causing the stress.
Yes. So multitude means many, okay, or a lot of many factors that contribute to this stress, including family expectations and social media. Okay. Then the next one. The strategies or methods to manage and deal with stress or difficult emotions. So, what are these strategies and methods? How do you say it here? So, healthy coping, uh, COPING mechanism. Okay, healthy coping mechanism. That means how do you cope with this kind of stress? How do you manage it? So you call it coping mechanisms. Okay, so these are your strategies or method in dealing with stress or difficult emotions. Next one, a state of complete health that includes physical, mental, emotional, and social aspects. So a state, what kind of state is this? School should focus on students what? Not just their academic result. So should focus on their holistic, just now we saw this word, right? Holistic well-being. So holistic here means as a whole, okay, a complete. You don't just focus on just study, so they improve on studies only. How about their health, right? So they have to participate in some extracurricular, some activities, so that it has a holistic um, focus on their well-being. Okay, complete. So next one, without wait, this one. You are talking about the moment when stress or pressure becomes too much to bear, leading to a crisis or collapse. So you see, without support without support, some students may reach their what and suffer from burnout. Burnout means that they are facing too much pressure from their school, from their parents, from peer pressure, or expectation. So they may burn out. They keep studying, and then finally their mind cannot take it anymore. So how do you describe this? This one is their break, breaking, breaking point. Okay, they reach their breaking point. So everyone has their limit. Okay, so you're here, you're still, oh, okay, I can study, I can take it, and then the pressure keeps coming, the stress keep coming, and then finally it reaches that breaking point where you couldn't handle it anymore and you break down. Right? So everyone has that breaking point. All right. So the next one. Here, you want to describe a negative situation where one problem causes another, making the original problem worse in a continuous loop. Okay, so you have not even solved the first original problem, it causes the second one. Okay, causes another problem. So how do you describe this? Here, the sentence is lack of sleep is a vicious cycle. Okay, a never-ending loop. That's why it says that continuous loop. It keeps on happening and happening and happening. It never ends. So you call it a vicious cycle of stress leading to poor focus, which leads to bad grades. So one thing leads to another. If you don't have enough sleep, it will lead to uh, poor grades, poor focus, and then poor grades, right? So it is a continuous loop or cycle. Number 8, release pent up stress. So pent up stress means that you have been accumulating, or you have been keeping this stress. You keep and then keep more and more, become more and more. So it collects, okay, or accumulate. Stress, anger, or energy through physical activity or other means. So you want to release them. You want to release all of this inside you. You don't want to feel stressed. What do? You do some sports, you play some games, right? So these are the ways for you to release this pent up stress. Playing football is a great way for students too to do what? So here you can say blow off steam. Okay, that means it's to release. That's why you blow off. Imagine the train, the last time the old kind of train, tutu train, right? At the front part of the head of the train, it has the mechanism where it blows off steam, right? So to release the stress. Okay, release. So you call it blow off steam. Okay, sorry, my F missing one F. Blow off, double F. OFF. Okay, so far, Ken, any questions or which one you don't understand? Or which one you need me to explain again? Or Ken? Can no problem Okay, so other than talking about your introduction, your conclusion, and new phrases for your essay, you don't forget about your transitional phrases. So what are these transitional phrases? It is to connect paragraph to paragraph, sentences to sentences, or to connect two sentences into one, right? So what are these? So in your introduction, you can use this kind of opening. In recent years, nowadays, currently, in the era of, in the age of, in today's world of. Okay, so all of these you can use as your opening. And then in order to add points, what do you use? Furthermore, moreover, in addition, other than that. Okay, you can add other than that. Okay, it is to add extra points. Okay, extra points to what you want to say. And if you want to show a contrast, so show difference, also your contrast. You use the words however, on the other hand, or despite, or you also can in spite of. Okay, you can add this. So this one is other than that. Okay, this one is to show the difference. And then to give examples, there are a few ways so you don't repeat the same words all over again. You can use for example, for instance, or to illustrate this point. Some may do what. Okay, to illustrate. So this is another way you can give examples. And to show the cause or the effect, right? You can use hence. Okay, hence has the same meaning as therefore. Okay, all of these have the same meaning. As a result of what you did, right? And then what is the effect, okay, of the what you did. So therefore or thus. So all of this you can use to show cause or effect. Then for conclusion, just now we mentioned in conclusion, in a nutshell, or in all, or you can use to summarize. To summarize or to sum up. Okay? So many ways you can use to conclude your essay. All right. So don't forget all these transitional phrases. So later we'll be using these words in your essay. Let's take a look at your essay question. So this is a past year question. Last year, it was last year. So this one is your guided writing. So it is 125 to 150 words. Usually this kind of essay, how many words do you write? Do you write within the word limitation or do you write more than that?
Sometimes I will write more than the things because suddenly have too many points.
Oh, okay, understand. But
But sometimes I write less lah.
but is it still within this word limitation or lesser than it?
Still.
Still within that. Okay,
Oh,
then that's good enough. As long as you have answered all of the things that that they are asking you, then you are good. Okay, why do I say you should keep within the word limitation? If you write more than the 150 word limitation, that means about maybe 170, 180, or even 200. Okay, 200. Will you get extra marks? No, right? You won't get extra
no.
marks. And another thing is you may even get your marks deducted. Why? Because the more you write, the more mistakes you may make, right? The more mistakes you may make, and then your marks may get cancelled off. So as long as you have answered all of this, and then you are within the word limitation, enough. Okay, enough. Don't have to add on. Each point you can add one, maybe each point add one elaboration or reasons. Why do you say that? Or if you have any, you can give your examples. Okay, so each one or two, depending on your wordings, different types. If they say types, then you must have two lah. Okay, minimum two, because more than one. So types. And then explain the causes. So causes also same, two. Okay, two. Then effective ways. So you see the wordings and then only decide how many points to give. So this one also two, minimum two lah. Okay, if you have extra words for your writing, then maybe you can give one more, three. If not, you give too many, you may exceed the word limitation. So let's look at the question first. Your class has been discussing the issue of stress among teenagers. So, who is your main character here? You highlight first while you're reading. You highlight issue of stress among teenagers. So, your topic here focus on stress. Okay, and then your main character you're talking about are your teenagers, right? So you focus on teenagers. You believe it is important to raise awareness about how serious stress can be and how it can affect students' life. So you can also mention students' life because they talk about this. So two main characters. right? Because they can be the same, okay, can be equal, teenagers and students. So in your essay, you should describe different types of stress. So types of stress, and then explain the causes, what causes this stress among teenagers. So this part you focus on teenagers. Here they didn't say whether you should talk about teenagers or is it students. So you both also can use, both also can say. Okay, then suggest effective ways. So the ways for students to manage or cope with stress. So this part is your solution, right? Solution. What kind of solution you have to solve this problem? Okay, to cope with stress, to manage or cope. So use all the notes above and give reasons. So you definitely have to give reasons. So your reasons already here include here, right? Your elaboration, your reason of your point of view. So highlight your 120, 150 words. Keep within the word limitation. So just now we have already analyzed the who, right? Your who is your teenagers and students. And then what's your topic? It is about the issue of stress. Okay, issue of stress. And then what's your format here? So your normal format for this uh, type of essay.
One conclusion,
Mm-hmm. Any
one
questions?
open, one conclusion, two,
Mm-hmm.
two, two things to write two things. Like
Mm-hmm.
these three things into paragraph.
Okay, it depends. You can split it into how many paragraph, as many as you want. But you see lah, if you think that one paragraph is too short, you can include one more point there. If not, then you can go to the next paragraph. So usually 125 to 150 words, you can go right between 3 to 4 paragraph. 3 to 4 paragraph. There's no fixed answer for this. Depends on your writing. Okay? There's no fixed rule that you must write in 3 paragraph or in 4 paragraph or 5 paragraph. Okay? If you write in 5 paragraph, your paragraph will be very diluted. What does it mean diluted? Meaning all your paragraph are very short, very short. So in one paragraph, maybe about 2 to 3 sentences in one paragraph. Okay? And not too long. Too long, you may see very bulky. Okay, very bulky. What did your school teacher say about writing this kind of essay? Did they say, oh, you must write in how many paragraphs? Did they say? Or they didn't mention? Your mic is off, so you cannot hear. Hmm? No, your teacher didn't mention.
Yeah, can you repeat your question?
Uh, did your school teacher mention that this kind of essay you have to write how many paragraphs? Did they fix that rule for you?
4 to 5 paragraph.
4 to 5 paragraph lah. So depends lah. You see your writing because for me I think that for this kind of word limitation, 4 paragraph should be enough already. Okay. If you want to go to the fifth paragraph, also no issue, but then it will be very short lor. One of the paragraph will be very short. Okay, very short. All right. So we look at the introduction. So just now we talk about the introduction, right? There are a few ways for you to start. So here, the first way is your general statement, the one that you usually use. Okay, general statement. Nowadays, um, um, students are experiencing a lot of stress in their studies. Full stop. Okay, you can say something like that. So simple. Okay, very general. Then the second way to say is your question. Okay, you use question to start off. How do students or teenagers cope with stress in their life nowadays, or their exam, the stress faced during exam time? How do they cope with it, or how do they manage their stress? Question mark. Okay, then you can start off by giving a brief background. students are facing different kind of stress in their life, in school as well as in family. Okay, these kind of stress uh, are affecting both their mental and physical health. Okay, done. Your introduction done. You gave a the beginning question, then you gave a background, and then you give um, a brief intro into your body, what you are going to talk about later. So just now you say they face different kind of stress, and then how does it affect their health, right? You didn't go into detail, you just give a brief statement there. So later in your body, only you start answering this question. So they give you three. So in your body, you can include these two, okay, in your body. And if you want, you think that you are almost reaching the word limitation, this one can be your conclusion, okay, your final paragraph if you want. So the third one, before I go to the body, is your data, using data, okay, data or statistic to start off your introduction. Okay, according to studies by Worldwide University, according to a survey done on Form 5 students on their stress level in facing exams. Okay, you can use this kind of sentence. So you start off with data. It shows that what. All right, then you can continue the same way by giving the background. Students faces different kind of stress in school and in family. Same thing. Okay, so it's the same, it's just the starting first sentence is different. So the last one here is your argumentative statement. Okay, so argumentative statement, you want to make people agree or disagree with your this statement. Okay, you have to come up with one statement that people will say, yes, I agree, or no, I don't agree. Okay, so that's why it's called argumentative. You make them want to debate about it. So for example, what kind of sentence you can come up regarding this argumentative statement? Students nowadays are students nowadays face a lot of stress in their life where they are not able to manage or cope. Then full stop. Then some people say no, they are able to cope even though they face many stress. Okay, many different types of stress, right? So this kind of sentence can make people want to argue about your statement. All right. So you choose either one, not all. So you choose either this, or this to start off. Then next we go into your body. So this is just a rough outline of your format. We are talking about the format. Then in your body, you can start answering your first question here. Describe different types of stress. So you give minimum two types, right? So in your first one, different types of stress. Okay, so you give two. First one. What kind of stress do you think they are facing? Stress from um, exams, maybe peer pressure. Okay, so what is peer pressure? That means you see that all your friends, they are doing very well in their studies. They always get 90 marks and above. Okay, 90 marks and above. Then you see yourself, why my exam results is like 70 or 60 something, right? That's why you feel this is the pressure that you give yourself. You compare yourself with your friends. So this is your peer pressure. So you have to explain. So each of the points, like for example, these 2 points, right? You have to give elaboration or give more details. Elaboration means that you explain more. What kind of stress is this? Exam stress. Exam, you feel that you have to study a lot things to memorize, right? Okay, reasons, or you give examples. Okay, so same for here. Okay, same thing. So each one you give elaboration and an example. Then the next point, we go to number two. Number two, what are they asking? Explain the causes. So the causes. So actually these two, right, you don't have to separate to write them because they are related, right? They are related to each other. So what causes this stress? So you after you have mentioned the type of stress, you can say what are the causes? What causes this exam stress? What causes this peer pressure stress? Right? So it can be related, and then you join your points so that when you write, right, you won't exceed this word limitation. Okay, causes. And then the last point here, if you want, you can put in your body if you still have your word limitation. Number three, effective ways. So this is your solution, right? So what are the solutions to manage or to cope with the stress? How do you manage or cope? Maybe you can join some extracurricular activities. Okay, to blow off steam. So just now the phrase that we learned, to blow off steam, to relax, right? To relax, to unwind, or you can use the word de-stress. And then maybe how to cope, to have a better time management, right? So you organize your time. Maybe first hour you study what, then after that you have a half half an hour break in between. So you don't feel so heavy on your mind, right? You don't feel so stressed. So better time management, or you can play some mini game, okay? Mini games on your phone, but you limit to maybe 15 minutes. Okay? 15 minutes enough. If not, you'll be keep playing games and you forgot about your studies. Right? This one is to distress for a while. And then finally your conclusion. Okay, so here you can sum up what you have just said above. Okay, like um, studying and managing stress is not an easy task. However, it can be done. Right? It can be done. What can you do? So you give your recommendation. Okay, so what kind of recommendation you can give? You can sum up these points also by actively participating in different kind of sports or activities, and balancing studies at the same time will better improve the way you cope and manage with stress. Okay, for students to cope and manage. So don't forget you're talking about students and teenagers, okay? And teens, right? Ken, so far, any questions or any points you want to add?
Nothing already.
Nothing. Okay, so I've written one model answer, but don't copy first. Let me go through. So you see the length of the essay, depending on your handwriting, how big is your handwriting? It doesn't go off to doesn't use up the whole page, right? So you know roughly 125 to 150 words is about this length. Okay, if your words are slightly bigger, your handwriting maybe up to here, you won't use up the whole page. So you must know when to stop or when to choose to almost end your essay, right? So you don't go over the word limitation. Okay, so you know roughly here. And for your long essay is 250 words, right? Your paper 2 part 3. So you may go up to here, right? Up to here, second page, the top part. So you know roughly the length, then you know how much you should write or how much when you should stop. So let's go through the essay. You see how I start? I use a question. Why are so many teenagers feeling overwhelmed by stress today? So you can start with a very simple question. Okay, why? So firstly, there are different types of stress. You can straight away go into the point. If you don't want to give background, you think that you want to give more points, you want to give more elaboration. Each point, maybe you can give two or more or three. Okay, two or three. So you can go straight into the point. Firstly, there are different types. You straight away go into the different type. The first question, such as what, and what. Academic, social, and emotional stress, which affects students in various ways. How? In particular, the mounting academic pressure from major exams and overwhelming extra classes. Right? As a result, constant stress takes a toll on their mental and physical health. So immediately you already answer the first question. Right? Then in the second paragraph, you see here I only use 3 paragraphs. And is it too bulky? Do you think that it is too lengthy for one paragraph? So it doesn't matter. If you split it into 5 paragraphs, right? Then your first paragraph probably only 3 lines. And then second paragraph also is 3 lines. And then each paragraph probably only 3 lines, 3 to 4 lines. So it may be very short. You can split into 4 if you want. So up to you, okay? No fixed rule on the paragraph. Then the second one, moreover, so remember your linker, you want to add more point. You go to the second point, the causes. Teenage stress is caused by a multitude of factors. So you can use this phrase, including family expectations and the influence of social media. Okay, then consequently or as a result, okay, as a result, depending on which one you want to use, many students experience a vicious cycle, okay, the never-ending cycle of stress due to lack of sleep, which leads to poor focus and unsatisfactory results. So why do you say vicious cycle? Because if you don't get enough sleep, it will cause poor focus, and what else it will cause? Unsatisfactory result. So if this one not enough, then maybe you don't get enough sleep again. So it goes round and round. Without proper support, some may even reach their breaking point, okay? Reach their limit. They feel stress, can handle, cannot handle, and then here cannot handle already. Then they break up, okay? Then they break down. So last paragraph, therefore, how do you cope with this? So this one is answering the third point. Okay, you go straight into point. So you don't have to write so much because you know that you still have one more question to answer, the 250 words one. So you don't waste so much time writing so many words and then you won't get extra marks for those. Therefore, students should practice healthy coping mechanism. How? Such as exercising or talking to friends to blow off steam, okay, to unwind, to distress. In addition, schools should prioritize students' holistic well-being. So as a whole, right, they should prioritize their not just your studies. They should also focus on their mental and physical health. Okay, mental and physical. So you call it holistic well-being. In conclusion, managing stress effectively is essential for a balanced life. So you see, your conclusion don't even have to write so much. One sentence summarizing the whole thing is then can already. Okay, so essential and balanced life. So you can remember some of the keywords you can use for this kind of essay, for the stress related to stress related essay. So if you want, you can copy. So the green words, in the words in green are your linkers or connectors, and then the red one are the new phrases. Okay, so you can copy first, and then you let me know when you're done. Okay, if you're done, let me know. Then we will do.
I still have one paragraph copying. I still copying the first paragraph only. My second and third paragraph already finished.
Why you go the other way around? Then might take your time. Take your time to write. Then later we'll do one your past year question. We will choose one part that you are the weakest at, then we will do that one.
Done already.
Okay, done. So any questions regarding the essay? Any questions?
No.
No Then for paper one, which part do you think you are the weakest at? We will go through that one part. So you go through first the paper at the bottom part. So there are five parts. There are five parts in total. Which one do you think you need more practice?
Gap text and the part three gap text part five and part three.
Gap text is your part four. This one, right?
Oh, sorry, gap text part three.
So part four and part five lah. Okay, so let's go through your gap text first, part four. So you have to read the instruction. Usually they give you six blanks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but then they give you eight options. So two are extra. So you can read through, maybe you can read through this part first, the answers, to know roughly what this passage is talking about. Okay. Finally, social media promotes limited time offers or flash sales. So this one is talking about social media and sales, right? Offer and sales. They are designed to look interesting and attractive to show us product we might want to buy. So you know that this one is about spending money. Okay, money related question. In conclusion, social media has a significant impact on our spending habits. Okay, so spending habits and social media related. Promoters force people to buy products via their social media posts. However, social media does not help us communicate. It also has a strong influence on our spending. When an influencer shares a product they like, many of their followers want to buy the same thing. Moreover, we want to buy things that our friends have just to look like them. For example, seeing others on fancy vacations or buying expensive clothes can make us feel like we should do the same. Okay, so from reading all this, right, you can roughly know what this is talking about before reading the whole thing. And then how to connect the sentences. You see, finally, then here probably should like giving the effect. Okay, what is the effect or result of the sentence? And then in conclusion, also ending. However, to show contrast. Okay, you want to contrast and compare between two things. And then this is talking about an influencer. So later you can look at the keywords, and then moreover is to give extra point, okay, to add additional points. And then here example, you know that it is giving an example about something. So let's read. So how social media affects our spending. In today's world, social media plays a big part in our life. Many of us use platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook every day to connect with friends, share pictures, and to stay updated with the news. These days, we spend a lot of time online, and our spending habits are being shaped by what we see on social media. So how do you connect this example here and also these days here on 27? You see which one fits the most. Do you want to compare something? Do you want to add an extra point? Or do you want to give example? Definitely not the finally or in conclusion, right? That one should be go at the last few paragraphs. Or do you see any keywords? So related to online and spending habits. Connect with friends, share pictures, stay updated. Which one do you think is the most likely answer here? You cancel out those that you think is not. So you put a small cross, you think this is not, you cancel out.
Okay.
So left with that, those few. Which one? Just now you say something. Right? This one here, most likely you want to add one point, want to add additional information. Because this is just your introduction, right? The first paragraph, you're just introducing your story. So you want to add something here. Do you want me to give you the answer? Or do you want to guess first? Here you want to add one point. Which sentence is to add a point?
Like when an influencer product like many of their followers want to buy the same thing. It's
Which one?
wait for a while, I still thinking.
You give me the alphabet.
Um,
G, is it? Do you say G?
promoter force people. Eh?
No, they didn't mention about anything about promoters. So this one definitely not here.
Oh, I think so. I don't think it's, I don't know if it's correct or not. I think it's no, you want to buy, I think that our friend is just to look
Yes.
like them.
Yes, correct. So your answer here is G. Okay, G, because you want to add one point. Okay, what do you use social media to do? Okay, many of you use platform like this to do what, and also you want to buy things that our friends have just to look like them. Okay, so here is G. So you have used it, you cancel out so that you won't see it again. Then one of the main ways social media affects spending is through advertising. So they start introducing this word now. Okay, advertising. Then we see many companies pay for advertisements on these platforms to reach a large number of people. Social media platforms are filled with targeted advertisements that are designed to match our interests and browsing history. Advertisements can make us feel the need of products that we have not considered buying. So when you see advertisement, you don't need it, but then when you see that, but you still buy, right? You don't need it, but you still buy. So it has a way of influencing people. How do you connect this to match our interest and browsing history and also buy something that you do not need? So you have to relate, you have to connect advertising, social media platforms, and how does this all these platforms, what do they do?
Wait for what platform I think is
Mm.
I think is promoter for no, is the they are designed to look interesting and attractive to show us product you want to buy.
Mm.
Is it correct?
Yeah. Uh, wait, we put this one as B first. Okay, very likely is B. But we look at 29, whether this one can fit there also. So we hold on to that thought. We read the next paragraph. Influencers can make influencers are another key factors. So here they introduce the word influencer. Just now in the answer you saw this word also, right? So you keep in mind first. Influencers are people who have many followers on social media and often promote products or brands. This is called influencer marketing and can strongly affect buyers' decision. However, this trust on influencer can lead us to spend money just to keep up with trends. So, 29.
My answer is when an influencer share a product they like, many of their followers want to buy the same thing. This
Mm,
because it's
okay.
more sentence more frequent.
Yeah. So this one is related to influencers. So they say that they promote brand and product, and then what when they do? When they share products they like, many people will buy those things. That's why this is called influencer marketing. Yes. So your answer here is F. Right? So you cancel off B and F. So B here, you know that it is about the how they design to look interesting to show product we want to buy. Okay, so next one. Social media also encourages us to compare ourselves with others. They introduce the next point. Compare ourselves with others. So you are likely to compare. It is easy to look at the lives of people on social media and feel that we need the same thing they have. This pressure to keep up can lead to emotional spending. These comparisons can also create unrealistic expectations since most people only share the best parts of their life. Right? You don't share things that like, oh, today you don't have money to spend, you tell people about it. You won't do this, right? You only share things that are positive. You share, oh, today I'm having a big buffet. I'm having hot pot with my friends. Okay, you share all the good things and not the bad things. That's why people, when they see, oh, why you always have a good life, then they compare. So which one do you think that keeping up and also you compare other people and yourself?
For example, seeing other on fancy vacation or buying expensive toy can make us feel like should do the same. Is it?
Yeah. So seeing others here is your keyword where you compare yourself with another person, right? Yes. So here you give example. Okay, correct answer H. So you cancel off H. H already used. Then the next paragraph, this usually they do this, right? They start the blank in the front. These time sensitive deals often pressure people into making quick decisions because they fear they might miss out on something. So time sensitive deals. What are these referring to? For short time, they say, oh, sale for 2 days only. Get it while you can. Okay, so it's gonna end soon, right? So you feel pressure. Oh, should I buy now? If I don't buy tomorrow or the next day, the deal is over, and then I don't get a discount.
However, social media doesn't just
Mm-hmm.
promoter post.
No promoter. Did they mention about promoter?
Oh,
They
okay.
only say time sensitive. We read on how this can lead to impulse buying, where we purchase things without thinking carefully
Oh,
of the
finally,
pleasure.
social media promote limited time offer of pleasure.
Correct. So this one, your keyword here is your most limited time offer of flash deals. So this is your A. Okay. Next one. So this one, the blank is in front again. Through advertising, influencer marketing, and social media comparison, we may end up spending more than we intend to. It is important to be aware of these influences and think carefully before making purchases to avoid wasting money on things that are not truly necessary. So they are summarizing because they mention all of the points that were mentioned in the previous all paragraph, right? All of these were mentioned first paragraph, this one was in the second paragraph, and this one third paragraph. So they are summarizing your conclusion already. So which one do you think is the correct one?
I think, as in conclusion, social media has a financial impact on our spending habit, is it?
Yes, correct. So this is your C in conclusion. Right. Before we continue, I think the 27 one is not G. Sorry, just now. I think there is a more suitable one, which is E. You try using E. You put E inside, right? You are talking about all of these, right? These are the good things. These are the advantages of using social media. Then you want to make comparison. You say, however, social media does not just help us communicate. Okay, so all of this is talking about the communication here. Okay, stay up to date, connect with friends. It also has a strong influence on our spending. So this last part here is talking about this day we spend a lot of time online and our spending habits. So this one talks about the
This is the
spending.
cons because they are saying this is saying the good things.
It has a good side of social media and has a negative side. Okay,
So
so
have pros
positive
and
and
cons.
negative. Hmm? So your E. Okay, so your answer here is actually your E. Can I? Can understand? The
Understand?
front part here talking about the good, the positive side, and then the back part here is talking about the negative side. All right. So here, Kenna, you have to read carefully. So one tip for you to do this kind of question is you can read this one first. Okay, read the part first. So here you didn't use D, and then you didn't use wait, which one do you use? So H you already use, so cancel out. So you didn't use G also. So these two are the extra one that you didn't use. Okay, to trick you. So let's look at part 5 before we end. So how do you answer this kind of question? Same thing, you straight away look at what they are asking for. You don't have to read this one first. Don't read first. Okay, you read the questions. So what are they asking? You have to fill in the blanks with A to F. Okay, A to F meaning here, all of this. So you read the statement. I enjoy physical activities that allow me to appreciate natural surroundings while improving my fitness. So you highlight the keywords physical activities, natural surroundings, improving fitness. So from here, only you go and find out the answers. Okay, which one has all of these keywords? So you try and find. Here, you use the technique of scanning. You scan the paragraph for these keywords. You try to scan. Your improving fitness, your natural surrounding, and physical activities. Are you able to find? Are you able to find? I highlight for you. So the answer will be your E, outdoor activities. Why? Because we talk about your uh, fitness, okay, fitness, improving fitness, right? And then spending time in nature. Okay, so this is your keywords. And then also physical activities, right? Physical. So all of this uh, talks about your E, outdoor activity. So you scan for the words. Okay, then the next one. I prefer activities that are not only improve flexibility. Okay, you highlight flexibility, but also contribute to relaxation. So these two keywords, you try to scan. Just now you scanned the above already, right? Do you see these two words? Which one you see?
F.
F? Okay, let's look at F. Here, did they say about flexibility? Or not? That's the flexibility.
Have the blood collections and flexibility.
Uh, huh? Which one? In F. This one?
Yes.
Why I didn't see? I feel like C is more. Why do you say F? There is which one? Relaxation. No, I don't see any. Oh, there's one flexibility. Okay, flexibility.
Oh, C is more
Ah,
suitable. Okay.
yeah.
If you say
So
the relaxation and mindfulness, also will say the
correct,
improve the
correct. Yeah. So both has these words. So you must be very careful. Sometimes they trick you, They put
has
that
some
word in.
tricky, is it? Somewhere it has a tricky.
Yeah, it will be very tricky. So you have to read properly. You scan, but you must take note of which one you saw these two words. Here got flexibility. Down there also got flexibility. So you need to read both and see which one is the more suitable one. So flexibility, and then you have another keyword, relaxation, right? Here got relaxation or not? Here, let me find the relaxation word.
Don't have at
Mm.
all. The yoga have, but the just now I say the F don't have.
So this one will be more suitable. So your answer here is your C, yoga and stretching. Then the next one. I find it easier to stay motivated. Okay, highlight motivated when working out in a structure group setting with others. So motivated, your keyword, and a group. So which one mentioned these two keywords? Just now you scan, which one you saw the words?
Wait for what? I see first.
Can.
Okay.
Mm,
I think it's donkey.
donkey, yes. So your keyword here is group exercise. And one more is motivated because you have other people doing together with you, right? So you are more likely encourage consistency. That's why you feel motivated. So sometimes here boost motivation, right? You do it together. So your answer is D. Last one. I prioritize exercises that enhances muscle endurance. So highlight muscle endurance and prevent long-term bone deterioration. Deterioration. So deterioration means that become worse and worse. The meaning it means worse and worse. So which one says this? About your bone and also muscle endurance.
I think it's B. Is it?
B, let's see. Strength training. So about bone and muscle. So you see here, prevent muscle loss and then reduce risk of osteoporosis. So osteoporosis is your bone, right? Meaning the backbone, you won't have a S-shaped backbone. Okay, your spine. So correct is your muscle and bone health. All right. So correct answer B. Okay, last part. So you still have one more part here. You have to fill in the blanks with no more than one word from just now, all those A, B, C, D, E, right? So we read and we try to find the answers here. Engaging in regular physical activities is crucial for maintaining overall health to support cardiovascular health and increase what? So here you are talking about cardiovascular health. You have to find the keyword to increase what? So you have to look back here. Just now you scanned already, right? You try to remember where you saw that word. Then you can find. To increase what? So cardiovascular health. So here you see cardiovascular exercise. You can only use one word. Able to find? If cannot, we skip first. Okay, we skip and go to the next one. Individuals should include strenuous activities such as running or swimming in their exercise routine. People who thrive in a social environment often enjoy sessions that offers what kind of guidance and structured training. Okay, social environment. So your keyword here is guidance and structured training. What kind of environment? So here also social. So social means that you mix with other people. You don't do the activity by yourself. So here should be you should look at this part, the group exercise D. You see structured, right? You have this keyword. And then social. So I think your correct answer here should be group, right? Group guidance. One word only. So group guidance. This activity not only help them to stay motivated, but they also feel safe. On the other hand, individuals who are recovering from injuries usually go for exercise that do not the body too much, but they can still stay active. So something that is light, okay, because they just recover from injuries. So which one is very easy and very light? Most likely is F or C or F because they are not too heavy on the body, right? You see, your keyword here, injuries, recovering from injuries. So which word from here you can take to fill in the blank? So this part here, spend more time. You spend more time. Do not what the body. You see the word here? Do not. So your correct answer here is do not strain. S-T.
Do not strain.
Yes, correct. Good. STRAIN. Strain means that you do not put more pressure on the body. Okay, those who want to improve posture, okay, highlight your keyword posture and mobility may benefit from what kind of exercise, which also help in relaxation. Just now we saw this word, relaxation. All in all, people should engage in suitable exercise to stay healthy. So this one, definitely you can look at your yoga. So which one? What would benefit from what exercises? See the word here, exercises. The word before that, stretching,
So the
right?
word exercises is
Hmm.
group exercises.
No, just now group you already used, right? Your yoga. We look at yoga now.
Yoga.
Here, what exercises? The word before.
Stretching exercises.
Yes, stretching exercises. Because you want to improve posture and mobility. So your answer here is stretching. Okay, if you're not able to find one answer, you don't waste time, keep looking again. You can go to the next one, do first. Then you have extra time, then you do. If not, you lose all the marks that you don't do here. Maybe you know the answer, you know the answer, you know the answer. You just don't know one, so you don't stop there. So we go back to 37. Cardiovascular health and increase. So for cardiovascular health, your answer definitely is the first one here about cardiovascular exercise. Increase what? You see here, the word increase. Increase what? So your answer is that one. Can see? Increase. You see the word here? Endurance. Okay, your answer, the answer for 37 is endurance. Okay, can? Then the rest you try to do and then
Okay.
you can check the answers by yourself.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
Can scan and where to check my answer?
Yeah, you can scan. But then I think the QR is not correct. You need to inform because
I saw it already, the QR code.
huh?
I saw it already, the QR code. Can check.
Yeah, but
This
then I
QR code
think
is
the
it?
yeah, correct. The QR not correct. So need to inform the person in charge to give the correct QR. So later I'll inform lah. Okay. So thank you very much for attending today and all the best in your exam.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.